Two people, same age, same income. One living a life of financial peace by age 55, the other still working at age 70. So why the huge difference? Well, one made some smart financial decisions while the other ignored all the advice. And here they are, drowning in debt and working forever. I guess that worked out well for them, didn't it? Hey everyone, this is AJ, your ace in the hole, and welcome to the channel where we simplify personal finance and provide tips for anyone looking for some helpful insight. And sometimes we get a little upset, take off the gloves, and face some horrible financial attitudes head on. So if you think you can stomach such a thing, then stick around. But ask yourself, which one are you? Are you smart with money? Or are you a financial disaster? Yet insist you have it all figured out. That was sarcasm, by the way. You see, I try really hard to provide financial help to friends, family, young adults, and even kids, only to encounter a bunch of eye rolling. So if I sound a little fired up, it's because I am. Now, if this sounds interesting so far, please take a quick second to click the like and subscribe button to keep up with all my other content, just like this. So to address the issue, we're going to compare the lives of two individuals, Alex and Jordan. Both the same age, graduated college with the same degree, landed the same job with the same salary and income track throughout their career. Basically, identical.
Identical.
However, both ended up in drastically different financial situations later in life. One was able to retire early while the other is still working long into their retirement years. Now you might be thinking, how is this even possible? A quick hint, this was entirely self-inflicted through a lifetime of bad financial decisions. Now let's take a look back in time at what got them here and see if you can guess which one was the eye roller. You see, early in their careers, on the outside, you'd assume their futures would turn out the same. But one key difference changed their trajectories right from the start. Alex learned something very early that most unfortunately never learn or just simply ignore, which is to pay yourself first. Before rent, before entertainment, before car payments, and definitely before any lifestyle spending. Alex had a rule that stuck for decades. 15% of every paycheck went towards investing in her future first. Automatically, no exceptions. Then Alex simply lived life around what remained, using this as spending guardrails. Jordan, on the other hand, never bothered learning about personal finance and had a very different approach. Money always just came in and went out. Saving wasn't the priority, living in the moment was. Jordan did what most do today, spend first and save whatever might be left, which usually wasn't much. Some years only 1%, more often nothing, and on a good year maybe 2%, and that was by accident. Typically paychecks simply vanished. At first, this difference wasn't obvious. Jordan's life actually looked a little more fun, with a nicer apartment, a newer car, eating out regularly, and constantly buying stuff. Meanwhile, Alex's lifestyle looked, well, a little boring. Driving a used car, cooking at home, using older model phones, and never buying designer clothes. Still enjoying life, but being intentional about spending. And that's where the story begins. Because what looks like small lifestyle choices becomes a massive financial difference later in life. Now let's take a quick look at what actually happens over their lifetime. As you can see, both enter the workforce at age 22 right out of college, earning $85,000 annually, with various promotions and salary increases along the way, topping out at a hefty $230,000 by age 60. To put this into perspective, they each earned over $6.6 million over their lifetime. Not a bad career, but here's the rub. Given their different financial lifestyles, by age 60, Alex accumulated a nest egg of $5.2 million, while Jordan had only rustled up about $350,000. Still a fair amount, but literally millions less than Alex. To further drive this home, Alex's portfolio would last indefinitely if retiring at age 60, and would even do so if retiring in her mid-50s. Jordan, on the other hand, will need to keep working or her money will run out by age 65. Another way to frame this up is using the very popular retirement 4% withdrawal rule, which is basically a strategy that suggests that you can withdraw 4% of your retirement savings each year with a high probability of your money lasting 30 years, or the average retirement time horizon. Using this approach, Alex's 4% withdrawal allows roughly $208,000 per year, while Jordan is forced to live on roughly $14,000, a far cry from the national household average of $80,000. So now that we compared the income side of things, let's look at expenses and what caused Jordan to end up in this predicament. Let's start off with the single biggest purchase mistake made by young adults, which is buying a brand new car right out of school. And shocker, Jordan purchased a $50,000 new car with a 5-year 6% loan. Alex, on the other hand, purchased a $12,000 pre-owned car in cash using money saved long before college. But that's for another video. Jordan not only paid $8,000 in interest, but spent $58,000 in total, a whopping $46,000 more than Alex, who invested the difference and instead earned $56,000 over the same 5-year period. And furthermore, left that money invested, growing to over $750,000 by age 60, all from that very first car purchase decision. The reason this is such a crucial mistake is that it cuts off decades of compounding growth at the most critical time to start wealth building, when you have the most years ahead. Next is another top financial mistake, which has to do with credit card balances. The average monthly credit card balance in the US is $6,700 per month at a current interest rate of around 22%, with roughly half of credit card users carrying such balances. And you guessed it, this includes Jordan. Out of pure habitual spending, which I'll touch on in a minute, Jordan carries this balance every month, only paying minimum required payments. Over the course of time, this results in a total of over $56,000 in interest payments alone. In fact, if only making minimum payments each month, many times you'll end up paying more in interest than the item's purchase price. Alex, on the other hand, not only pays off credit card balances in full each month, but instead invests the interest equivalent, transforming that into over $360,000 by age 60. Now you might be thinking, where's Jordan spending all his money? Well, rarely is this from one large purchase, but rather from thousands of little ones, which adds up faster than you might think. Now, I don't mean to beat a dead horse, as these are talked about often in finance communities, but these are some of the most common spending habits. And again, Jordan participates in all of them. Things such as daily coffee runs before work, which is only a couple dollars, right? Well, this can easily add up to over $1,500 a year, while Alex spends that into a $292,000 lifetime investment. Door dashing most weekdays, fees and tips alone can result in over $3,000 per year. For Alex, eventually over $500,000 in the bank. And for Jordan, the $50 per month in forgotten streaming services, another $150,000 stashed away for Alex in the long term. Now, hopefully after this video, any Jordans out there will cancel those unused streaming services and cut back on that door dashing. And these are just a few real examples of wasteful spending, as there are many more, many of which I captured in my 2-part series on the top 20 financial mistakes, which I link below. Real examples where so many are exhausting their hard-earned money euphorically, dollar here, dollar there, with a complete disregard towards their future. Now, if you're like so many that think, I'll just cross that bridge when I get there, you're going to realize that by the time you get there, there is no bridge. And in fact, you yourself was supposed to be building that bridge all along. It's said over and over that it's so much tougher now to make ends meet than ever before. And if that's true, then you need to be much tougher with your finances than ever before. Yet on the contrary, so many are more cavalier than ever with their money, spending recklessly and rationalizing it every step of the way. Now, does this mean you can never enter another coffee shop or dine out occasionally? Of course not. But you do need to have your financial priorities locked in place, saving first and having frivolous spending in check. Then that occasional expense won't break the bank nor destroy your financial future. But if you don't, then you need to do some soul searching and get those good habits in order. So ask yourself, do you want to build a future that allows you to coast later in life? Or do you prefer to live it up now and just work forever? Take a moment and really think about both outcomes. Are you going to be an Alex or a Jordan? The choice is yours. And with that, I really hope you found this video helpful. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and be sure to share this video with others that might also find it useful. And don't forget to check out my top 20 financial mistakes series here, or this video that YouTube handpicked just for you. And remember, it's not how much you save, it's how early you start. This is AJ, your ace in the hole. See ya.